Wake up for yourself. It was 4:45 in the morning. The city was asleep. Neon signs flickered dimly. Streets were quiet, and the cold air wrapped itself around everything it touched. But in a small apartment on the east side of Chicago, an alarm buzzed sharply. Ryan opened his eyes. Not because he wanted to, not because he wasn't tired, but because he had promised himself that he wouldn't hit snooze anymore. Ryan was 27, working a night shift at a local warehouse. Life felt like a cycle of bills, exhaustion, and empty weekends. He used to be a dreamer. In high school, he wanted to be a designer, maybe even start his own brand. But dreams are expensive, and reality doesn't wait for you to figure it out. So Ryan worked, paid rent, and told himself he'd start chasing dreams later. Only later never came. Until one night, something broke inside him. He was scrolling through social media, watching people his age living the life he once imagined, traveling, building companies, creating art. And the thought hit him like a punch. The only difference between them and me is that they didn't stop. The routine shift. Ryan decided to experiment for just 90 days. He told himself, I'll set a routine. I'll give my mornings to my dream and my nights to my job. No excuses. So at 5 a.m., while the city was still dark, he brewed coffee, sat at his desk, and started sketching designs. At first, his brain resisted. Why are you up? This is pointless. Go back to bed. But discipline is like a muscle. The more you train it, the stronger it gets. Every morning, 4:45 a.m., alarm, no snooze. 5 a.m., coffee, quiet focus. 5:15 a.m. to 7:15 a.m., work on his clothing brand. 7:30 a.m., quick workout. 8:15 a.m., breakfast, get ready for the day. Night shift in the evening. At first, nothing magical happened, but something internal started to change. Ryan felt a sense of pride. Every day, he stuck to the plan. The man who once said, I'll start tomorrow, was now showing up for himself daily. The resistance, of course, it wasn't smooth. There were mornings when he woke up exhausted, questioning why he was doing this when results weren't visible yet. Friends invited him to late-night hangouts, and he had to say no. Some mocked him. You're not going to get rich drawing on a notepad at 5 a.m., bro. But Ryan remembered his father's words. Son, a few months of discipline can save you decades of regret. Small wins. By the second month, Ryan had a small collection of designs. He posted them online, expecting nothing. But to his surprise, people responded. A few even asked if they could buy. He didn't have a website, didn't know much about marketing, but he figured it out. He learned how to print shirts locally and shipped them himself. The first month, he sold just 10 pieces. But those 10 felt like a victory worth millions. The breakthrough. Around day 75, a popular Instagram influencer wore one of Ryan's shirts and tagged him. His follower count jumped overnight. Orders started trickling in. Not huge, but enough for him to realize this is real. The more he stuck to his routine, the more opportunities appeared. What used to be invisible progress was now tangible. And the best part? He didn't feel like he was waiting for life to start anymore. He was living it. The lesson, Ryan learned something life-changing. You don't have to work 18 hours a day forever. You just need to give a few months of intense focus and consistency to set the foundation. Once momentum builds, it carries you further than motivation ever could. He often tells his friends now, discipline feels hard only in the beginning, but so does regret, and regret lasts longer. 1 year later, Ryan's brand wasn't just a side hustle anymore. It was his full-time work. He quit the warehouse job. He still woke up early, not because he had to, but because those quiet morning hours were now his secret weapon. He had proven to himself that you can completely change your life by changing your routine. And now, whenever he meets someone stuck in the someday mindset, he says, wake up for yourself. Work hard for a short time. The rest of your life will thank you for it. Final message to the reader. If you're reading this, remember, you don't need perfect conditions to start. You don't need to quit your job tomorrow. You just need a few disciplined hours each day given to your dream, because success isn't about luck. It's about showing up for yourself, Even when it's uncomfortable, even when nobody's clapping. The world is full of people who almost did something great. Don't be one of them. Wake up, put in the work, then spend the rest of your life enjoying the peace you built.